I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Hello, I'm Sister Brenda Shipp, National Superintendent of Sunday Schools of the Original Churches of God. Highlights of Sunday School Lesson 3, March 20th, 2022. Celebrate the Passover liberation. Text, Ezra 6th chapter, 13 to the 22nd verses. Devotional reading, Exodus 2nd chapter, 23 through the 25th verses. Celebrations provide opportunities for people to rejoice after a difficult task. How can we celebrate and show thanksgiving to the person who made the victory possible? After the temple was completed, the Israelites celebrated God by sharing the Passover together. The decree had gone forth from King Cyrus for the children of Israel to rebuild the temple after their captivity in Babylon. Unfortunately, the job was not completed under Cyrus' reign. Because of this, when the Jews were trying to complete the temple later on, local leaders raised concerns about who told them to rebuild it. Darius was king at the time, and he issued an order that the archives be searched for the decree made by King Cyrus. The decree was discovered. King Darius, in turn, issued his own decree to finish the work. The expenses of this project were to be fully paid out of the royal treasury from the revenues of Trans-Euphrates, so that the work would not stop. Whatever was needed, young bulls, rams, male lambs for burnt offerings to the God, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, as requested by the priests in Jerusalem, must be given to them daily without fail, so that they could offer sacrifices pleasing to the God of heaven and pray for the well-being of the king and his sons. So in today's lesson, the people finished and rejoiced. The temple was finally completed. God's people had been through so much. They had endured many obstacles, but the finished product was now visible, and they rejoiced. They rejoiced because the favor of the Lord had been upon them as they sought to fight God, sought to honor God by reinstituting worship at the temple. To start a work and see it completed is a sign of the grace of the Most High. Israel knew this. The temple was completed, but not by human powers. From the touching of the hearts of Cyrus and Darius to providing funds to complete the work, it was all of God. It was God who initiated the project by His Spirit. It was God who guided their hands to its completion. The house belonged to God. It was therefore logical to dedicate the building back to God. All our victories and accomplishments are because God has favor on us. The people of Israel offer sacrifices. The children of Israel did not just sing and dance and shout, they brought an offering. They could have said, "We have already worked. We gave our time and we gave our talent. We do not need to give any more sacrifices." But they went a step further and offered sacrifices. The children of Israel were doing things in order and according to what was written in the books of Moses. During the dedication of the new temple, they offered sacrifices. Sacrificial offerings in the Old Testament were a means to atone for human sins and restore people back to God. Jesus, the perfect sacrifice, did away with all of that when he died for us once and for all on the cross. The children of Israel offered what is called a sin offering. This included the blood from bulls, rams, lambs, and goats. Now the feast celebrated. In a sense, this was a second Exodus. The freed captives had just been delivered from the house of exile. The Passover, as celebrated by Hebrew people, is the archetype of divine intervention in the life of God's people. It is not a coincidence that the temple dedication offered just before Passover. What better time to declare the glorious grace of the Most High, who rescues the lonely and restores those who are accounted dead. It was the 14th day of the first month, and everyone was ceremonially clean. The Levites slaughtered the Passover lamb for all the exiles, for their brothers, the priests, and for themselves. They separated themselves from the unclean practices of their Gentile neighbors in order to seek the Lord, the God of Israel. For 7 days they celebrated the Feast of Unleavened Bread joyfully, because the Lord had filled them with joy by changing the attitudes of the king of Persia, so that he assisted them in work on the house of God, the God of Israel. When the Lord blesses us to complete a task, may we rejoice in hope and rededicate ourselves to God. Liberating lesson. Often we start projects and do not complete them in a timely manner. If God gives us a command, we must complete the job speedily. A lot of our obstacles can be avoided if we do things in a timely manner and not procrastinate. In today's lesson, we see that the temple was completed, but what obstacles could have been avoided if the elders had moved swiftly after they received the first command from King Cyrus? Think about it now. What are you procrastinating? Examine your own life. Think of some projects you are currently working on that you can speed up the process. Pray for God to make a way to finish the project. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Until next week, be blessed.
In the Lord, I will trust. In the Lord, I will say,